What is up, everybody? I'm NoLexGiven, and today we've got a spicy one. We're going to be taking a look at a game where I grab a Holy Grail on 4.1. Obviously, Celestial Tiger, really good at grabbing those early Tier 7 treasures, though 4.1 Holy Grail might be a little bit too early. We'll see how I'm able to pull that one off, but I'm going to start off by picking up a Blind Mouse. Blind Mouse not super synergistic on Celestial Tiger, but it's a pair. So I'm going to pick one up, lock onto the other one, and we'll see what I can do. But as I was saying, this game is absolutely epic. I was actually thinking about using this game as my 1,000 subscriber special on YouTube. It's really good. But then I played a game just the other day that as I was playing it, I was like, no, this is my 1K sub special now. This game's awesome. And honestly, I cannot wait to show you guys that game. But I've got to hit 1,000 subscribers first. So doing a little bit of a call to action here, over half of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you enjoy the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I am almost at 1,000 subscribers, and then I can monetize the channel, which I think adds some legitimacy to what I've been doing for the past year or so. And I've actually been losing subscribers recently, which kind of stinks. Maybe that's because of the Storybook Brawl situation with FTX. Maybe that's because I've also been putting out daily Marvel Snap content. I'm not sure, but either way, we got to get those numbers up. So help me in getting to 1,000 subscribers, and I will reward you guys with one of the sweetest games of Storybook Brawl that I have ever played. You will not be disappointed. It is worth the wait. It is going to be a really, really exciting one. But back into this game, we've already picked up 2 black cats, one from Genie's Wish, and then we paired that up, and now we get to triple it on 3.0. And there's 3 really good options here. Shepherd Sling on Celestial Tiger, really good. Give everything +2/+2, because you're going to be picking up only Tier 2 and Tier 3 characters. Runestones also could have been a lot of fun, and in hindsight, I'm kind of surprised that I didn't pick it, because with the Blind Mouse, we could have made a Tier 6 treasure, so that could have been really cool. But I wound up going with Skip's Puzzle Rune. The main reason that I went with that is because on Celestial Tiger, I'm already incentivized to try to grab as many treasures as possible, to pair up, pick up any pairs that I see, and just take any treasures that I see, because they're all doubled up. So because of that, it becomes a little bit easier to try to replace the Skip's Puzzle Rune, which is just a super powerful treasure, made even more powerful by the fact that we get double usage out of it on the Tiger. So going to see what we can do with that one. And then on 3.1, I wind up picking up a Stag and a Brave Princess. And I do want to point out, because I think it was yesterday's video, I had to skip a day because of some audio issues, but in yesterday's video, I talked a lot about Polywoggle, and there being certain heroes that I'm more and less likely to pick up Polywoggle on. Celestial Tiger is one of those heroes that I'm not super inclined to pick up Polywoggle. The thing is, yes, it was a pair, and I'm talking about picking up all of the pairs as possible, but if one of them slays, then you have a Tier 4 character that you don't have anything to do with the Tiger, and yeah, it just winds up being awkward. So don't really go for the Polywoggles on this hero. We're going to ignore another one here. Maybe we could have tripled it up, but no harm, no foul, as we get to pick up some pretty powerful characters this turn. A second Stag is really good, and then a Sleeping Princess that will wake up with a Luna's Grace is also really good. And while I'm on the subject, another hero that I don't particularly love Polywoggle is Horde Dragon, for the same kind of reason. Horde Dragon and Celestial Tiger, I'm treasure hunting, and we are well on our way to another treasure, and we grab a win up against the lobby leader, so that's nice. But we are able to grab another Slay with the Brave Princess. That's really good. One thing that I was kind of curious about in this game was, did that Share Bear intentionally lose so that way they could crack their secret stash going into 4.0? I'm not sure that that's what they did. but it's an interesting idea, right? And either way, we hit the share bear on that 3.2 turn, so now we had an extra gold this turn, and we wind up using that to pair up another sleeping princess. We don't really do too much else on the turn, just a bunch of rolling down, and don't really find anything great, but keen observers might realize that this is 4.0. So next turn, we're going to be grabbing that Holy Grail. So big things to come, and we'll see what we're able to do with that. It might be a little bit more obvious now that you've seen that we also have a Skips puzzle rune. Luckily, that mummy dodges our Brave Princess. We're able to grab the third sleigh there. Then we take 8 damage down to 15. So that part's not the best, but then we get to grab a treasure map. So we'll have a tier 7 treasure if we can triple up any of our other characters. White Stag, and here it is. So our options are Black Prism, which is a lot of fun and pretty powerful. There's also Magic Sword plus 100, which doesn't really come into play until you hit level 5, and then you can use things like Baby Bear and Tweedle. So I'm not super inclined to really take either of those, and I think we can actually make Holy Grail work. The thing is, Holy Grail is going to give us a bunch of gold, and we can use that gold to activate the Skips puzzle rune twice, which will give us 4 XP and 4 health points. We'll grab another treasure here too, by the way. I was rolling down just looking for triples, and think about taking the Forking Rod, but Deck of Many Things is definitely a lot better here. It's a little bit more tempo to the board, and I'm thinking all I have to do is connect with this Sleeping Princess, and then we're level 6. Then I realized that the Holy Grail is going to disappear, so I actually need to find 2 treasures this turn, so that is the first plan, is find 2 treasures. And I'm just picking up anything. I don't care what any of these cards are. For some reason, I'm grabbing all the cards that cost 4, even though we're Celestial Tiger, but it's fine, because I really just need to grab something. I clicked the Evil Eye because it was the closest one to my mouse, and we move on. I pick up a pair of Godmothers, a pair of Court Wizards, and then I'm going to wind up picking up a pair of these Lightning Dragons as well, and I just got to triple something, triple the Court Wizard, whatever. Take Moonsong Horn, should have taken Krampus's Sleigh, replace the Skips puzzle rune. Now I'm level 6. I'm also at 9 health, and now got to start selling stuff off in my hand. There was a pumpkin and a dragon in that shop, but that's not thinking big enough. We still have 30 seconds on the clock. I'm going to pick up a Good Boy and a Bear Stain, and I'm going to see what we can find as far as good characters are concerned. Lancelot, that'll activate with the Good Boy. I got to find some more things. I got to sell some of this stuff off that's in my hand. I just have too many cards that I want to play and not enough space. Yeah, we got to sell some more things, and wind up finding a pair of Green Knights at the end of the turn. So no triples, no tier 6 treasures, not the most impressive Holy Grail finishing board, but when you consider the rest of the lobby is on 4.1 right now, this is a pretty impressive board. We've got a whole bunch of tier 6 characters. We're able to triple the Green Knight this turn, which does a number of things for us. None of these treasures are particularly exciting. We could probably take Mimic Chest, but I wind up just taking the Wand of Weirding, just because I actually like being able to put some additional stats on Good Boy, and that could be pretty nice for us. But the other thing that the Green Knight does is it allows us to activate Lancelot right now. And the Wand of Weirding allows us to double cast this True Love's Kiss on our upgraded tier 4 characters. Upgraded Lordy, not super exciting, but it was cool that we could at least take a look and try to find something. This turn, we'll be able to grab a tier 5 treasure for free from the Lancelot, and gotta say, I'm feeling pretty good. For being at 5 health 2 turns ago, we almost died. That is kind of how I like to play Celestial Tiger, living on the edge a little bit, and then you turn some things around and are able to make some magic happen. And now we're looking really good, like I said, because we also have the tier 5 treasure coming for us this turn, and we almost take out the Sadrak there. Would have really loved a Hand of Midas to be able to pick up an upgraded Good Boy, but I'm not going to turn down Horn of Olympus plus Evil Eye. So now we'll see what we can do with this. We just need to basically find a support to give our frontline characters a little bit more attack maybe, but we are definitely looking good for the time being, and I think we're looking good enough that I can go for a Reckless Wager. I'll pick that one one up as well. We do have the potential to like croc a good boy, and that's kind of fun with the bear stain. But it's not really the direction that jumps out when you already have Evil Eye plus Horn. So I'm not going to go for that. The direction that definitely does jump out to me is picking up a River Wish Mermaid. And again, these good boys and even the Empress P are not in a position where they can be slaying right now. But I still think that picking up the River Wish Mermaid and then just looking for Baba Yaga or Boomhilda is going to be a nice way to play this. By the way, my Echo Wood has been targeted the past 2 combats from the what was it? I think it was a lightning bolt and then a fireball this combat, but doesn't even matter. We are still way too strong that it's not a huge deal, but just kind of a funny thing that we've been able to win without the Echo Wood. So let's go ahead and pick up that River Wish Mermaid now. I'm going to go ahead and throw a Potion of Heroism onto Good Boy as well, just to give it a little bit more attack. And then speaking of giving it more attack, picking up a Singing Sword here, excuse me, is definitely going to be a sweet one. And then I'll even throw a Burning Palm on the Good Boy, just putting all of my effort into trying to slay with this Good Boy. I brought up that the Sharebear might have intentionally lost against us. They have not lost since then, I don't believe, as they are now at 37 health when we are about to rematch them. But I'm feeling pretty good. I think that at this stage of the game, we are definitely super strong. An upgraded Good Boy. Hopefully we can get some slays in with that along the way and start to really scale this board and do some nice stuff. My opponent's Good Boy attacks first though, which is unfortunate because it means that ours is unable to slay. We're still going to grab the win and we'll get a slay on one of our Empress Ps, or maybe both of the Empress Ps. Wasn't paying super close attention there, but we get the win. We just don't get any Good Boy scaling, but that's fine. I'll take it, and I will also take another Good Boy. We get to just a blank Good Boy we add to the board, and it's a 1742. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. And then we also get to grab, like I said, I want some more attack on some of these creatures, just to really bring home them trying to slay. And we could have gone for Boomhilda here. I think that that could have been reasonable, but we were just like barely off on that last combat. So I'm hoping that the Baba Yaga is enough, and then of course that's making all of the characters slay multiple times, and we've got the opportunity to create a whole bunch of scaling here. The other thing I'm going to do is lock onto this Knighthood, but I'm not sure what I want to Knighthood yet, so let me know in the comments what you would Knighthood here. The Baba Yaga, the Good Boy, the Empress P, the River Wish Mermaid. It's probably one of those first two, either the Baba Yaga or the Good Boy. Wasn't paying super close attention there, but if my memory serves me, I don't think that my Good Boy was able to slay yet again, so a little bit unfortunate, unless I missed the one time that it was actually able to slay. But I think that it is always very, very close. So what I'm thinking is throwing Knighthood on the Good Boy will potentially allow me to close that gap and just be a little bit closer even so, because now I'm giving each of my Good Boys an additional +6 attack from upgrading the Baba Yaga, because typically it gave +3 and +3 from Evil Eye, so now it's giving +6 and +6. So that was my thought process. Maybe just using another Knighthood on one of my other frontline characters puts me so far ahead that I don't have to worry about all of these slay shenanigans and can just win off the back of having an extremely powerful frontline. So that could have been another way to take it, but we're playing up against the Ghost. I'm going to try to get some slay action here on the board. So we'll see how this one goes up against this Geppetto, which is typically somebody good to slay against. But that slot 7 is just cursed for me this game, as my opponent has a smite that directly hits on my River Wish Mermaid. So now, even though my characters were able to slay, they didn't have a slay ability. So that one was really unfortunate, and now we are on to the finals up against this Sharebear who has a really similar comp to me. And luckily, we get to now triple our Good Boy, which is super sweet. And honestly, I'm not sure if I should have gone for the Mimic Chest here. I think that there's definitely a chance that I should have like picked up Mimic Chest and maybe dropped Evil Eye or something like that, or even potentially dropped the Singing Sword there. But either way, I just wind up skipping the treasure and rolling, and I don't think it's a huge deal either way. We got our wish. Now we've got double upgraded Good Boy, so that is a huge power spike and should make us quite powerful, and we'll see what we are able to do with this one now. But definitely feeling pretty strong. We just beat this Share Bear but a few turns ago, and they probably haven't gotten that much stronger since. They do have an upgraded Good Boy now, also an upgraded Echo Wood, so definitely a little bit stronger. Staff of the Old Toad has helped them find some nice characters to add to the board. We do find a sleigh with Empress P, and our backline's looking pretty good. I think that we're going to have enough stats to take out my opponent's Echo Wood. Yeah, we take it out there, right there with the Green Knight. Not going to get a kill on my opponent, but we hit them for 13 down to 12. Seems pretty good. And as I'm eyeing up their board, Shrivel actually looks like it's really well positioned against them. If it hits either of their Good Boys or if it hits their Echo Wood, either of those things seems really good for me. So I'm gonna wind up picking up a golden chicken and then just rolling down for the rest of my turn. I think that was probably a mistake, if we're being honest, but I do have to say, I'm always a little bit, I never feel super confident with these Empress P comps and how to include Echo Wood in them in the late game, because every Echo Wood you add, you have to cut one of your support characters, or you could frontline the Echo Wood potentially, but then I'd have to cut something even better. So it's just really tough for me to figure out how I'm supposed to fit everything onto the board, and I'm never exactly sure how to do it. By the way, my opponent finds another Echo Wood, and they also pigomorph my first upgraded Good Boy. So that's a little bit unfortunate, and with some very large Echo Woods, they're going to make this combat very close. We do get the win, but we only hit them for 9 down to 3. And this is definitely making me think, well, maybe I should be playing an Echo Wood. I'm not sure. And again, I don't really know, like there's no hard and fast rules of how many Echo Woods to play or not play. I do wind up rolling down until I find a Shrivel this turn. I was basically just looking for some type of combat spell. I could have taken an Echo Wood last turn and an Echo Wood this turn, and then I would have had an upgraded Echo Wood of my own. The one thing that I do kind of realize, though, with all of this is that I don't think we need the River Wish Mermaid anymore. This is the final combat of the game, so scaling definitely doesn't matter. It'll give us a little bit more stats, but for the most part isn't super important, and it's just a 4/8, so ultimately I decide that an Echo Wood is just going to be better and bigger for us in the back line. But like, it's hard to play 2 Echo Woods. I don't really think you can do that, so I don't really have it fully solved, but either way, my opponent is just on Good Boys, and we're on Good Boy Empress P, which is going to allow us to have just a little bit more stats than my opponent. As we can see, my Echo Wood eats their upgraded Echo Wood pretty easily, so I'm definitely glad that I threw in that Echo Wood for the final fight, and that definitely gave us an edge there. Though, yeah, even the previous fight, I think we were 85% to win or something like that. Definitely a sweet one, and just overall a really sweet game to be able to have, like I said, it was a very unimpressive final board for a Holy Grail turn, but when you consider that we started that turn on 4.2, that's right, it was 4.2, it wasn't 4.1. Regardless, the fact that when we started that turn it was 4.2 just made that absolutely epic, and then we were able to pretty easily crush the rest of the lobby from there. That is going to be it for me today, and as a reminder, if you want to see a game even sweeter than this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you aren't already and help me on my journey to 1,000 subs. But that's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Lex Given. Peace.